In the mid-8th century, people flourished in the world's richest empire. They vanished by the millions. Betrayal erupted without mercy. Swords clashed in familiar streets. Bodies littered ancient alleys. Within months, sometimes weeks, entire clans were erased. War drums thundered relentlessly. Villages abandoned hope. Graves overflowed. Cities turned to ash. Had heaven forsaken the mandate forever? The Tang dynasty in the early 750s was the pinnacle. Innovation and wealth intertwined. Chang'an was the western capital. It homed to over 1 million souls. Persian merchants, Indian scholars, Turkish horsemen, all drawn to its grandeur. Luoyang shimmered with glazed tiles. Gardens bloomed year-round. Daily life pulsed with energy. Artisans hammered gold. Poets recited verses in tea houses. Farmers harvested rice under benevolent skies. The population reached nearly 53 million by 755. This was centuries of stability. Pagodas soared. Symbols of an empire that embraced the cosmos. Astronomers charted stars. Inventors perfected printing. The Silk Road funneled treasures to the court. Emperor Xuanzong presided over this golden age. He had wisdom. He had military might. Families felt secure. Children played freely in markets. Prosperity seemed unbreakable. It was a divine gift. Trade connected Chang'an to distant Baghdad. Exotic fruits arrived. New ideas enriched society. Officials administered justice from grand halls. They were confident. Professional armies guarded the borders. Yet this interconnectedness harbored a hidden vulnerability. Frontier commands grew powerful. Leaders like Lushan amassed troops. They were far from the court's eye. The man trusted to defend the north became the architect of undoing. Beneath the surface, tensions simmered. Rivalries at court. Over-reliance on non-Han generals. An aging emperor distracted by pleasures. But in the streets, life felt permanent. It felt invincible. The spark ignited on the rugged frontiers. Vast steppes met the Great Wall. And Lushan was of Sogdian and Turkic blood. He rose through the ranks. He had cunning. He had brutality. By 751, he controlled 160,000 troops. This force was larger than any imperial army. The trigger was court intrigue. And Lushan's favor clashed with Chancellor Yang Guozheng. Whispers of plots poisoned the air. Yang accused An of disloyalty. And feared execution. In 755, An feigned illness. He tested the waters. He mobilized forces to punish Yang. On December 16, 755, An Lushan declared rebellion. He proclaimed a new Yang dynasty. His mixed ethnic army swept south. They moved with terrifying speed. The first victims were Tang loyalists. Generals were executed after failed defenses. Rumors reached Chang'an by 756. The court dismissed them as squabbles. They underestimated his ambition. An's force grew to 200,000. They reached the Yellow River. Crossing it sealed the empire's fate. Then, the storm broke. The rebellion exploded with unrelenting fury. Thriving heartlands became wastelands. On January 18, 756, rebels stormed Luoyang. Massive walls crumbled. Catapults roared. The stench of burning timber filled the air. Defenders felt the ground shake. Boulders smashed gates. Panic gripped the streets. Screams pierced the winter air. Entire districts burned. Flames licked the sky orange. Soldiers looted temples. Their blades were slick with blood. The city fell. And enthroned himself. But that was just the start. By July 756, rebels advanced on Chang'an. They clashed at Tong Pass. General Geshu Han held briefly. But betrayal from within led to slaughter. The pass echoed with steel and cries. Rebels poured through. Chang'an, the jewel of the world, succumbed on July 15th. Emperor Xuanzong fled southwest. His cortege snaked through dusty roads. The air grew thick with desperation. At Mawei Station, troops mutinied. They demanded Yang Guosheng's head. They forced the emperor to kill Yang Guifei. A silk scarf tightened around her neck. Her body was left behind, pale and still. The scale defied comprehension. In the siege of Suiyang, defenders resorted to cannibalism. They ate 30,000 civilians to hold out. Corpses stacked like cordwood. The metallic tang of blood mixed with decay. And Lushan grew blind. He was murdered by his own son. His throat was slit in his bedchamber. Shi Siming seized control. He was also assassinated by his son. Tang counterattacks reclaimed Luoyang in 757. But the city was a shell. Markets were silent. Rubble choked the avenues. Massacres followed recaptures. Tang forces slaughtered 60,000 in a single day. Famine stalked the land. Fields went unplowed. Rivers were choked with floating bodies. The water was poisoned. Disease ravaged survivors. They huddled in freezing hovels. How do you comprehend 36 million lives erased? That is more than the population of Canada. Gone in 8 years. Parents sold children for food. They starved anyway. The rich perished in palaces. They were entombed by flames. The empire's heart bled out. The fighting ceased on February 17, 763. Shi Qiaoyi committed suicide. Survivors emerged into a shattered world. Dawn over Chang'an revealed weeds in the streets. Palaces were gutted. The air smelled of ash. Censuses revealed the horror. The population dropped from 52 million to 16 million. Millions lay in mass graves. Wanderers scavenged amid ruins. Their faces were gaunt. Secondary deaths mounted. Plagues from rotting corpses. Famines from ruined canals. Bandit gangs filled the vacuum. Social order crumbled. Monasteries were looted. Laws went unenforced. Markets were barren. The rebellion fueled post-war xenophobia. Foreigners were purged. Yet resilience flickered. Emperor Daizong dispatched envoys to rebuild. Uyghur allies demanded tribute. This weakened the treasury. Regional warlords eroded central authority. By the 780s, commanders ruled like kings. Villages moved south, away from the devastated north. Poetry captured the grief. Du Fu wrote of rivers white with bones. His verses echo the cost. The Tang endured until 907. But it never regained glory. For a millennium, this was a footnote. A distant imperial tragedy. But look closer. Fractured loyalties. Trusted guardians becoming destroyers. Vast populations displaced. Economies in ruins. Does that sound like ancient history? Or does it echo uncomfortably close? Human ambitions do not change. Patterns of hubris and betrayal repeat. In our interconnected world, the warnings persist. One modern estimate parallels this scale. Conflicts displacing tens of millions. The tests of civilization return. The Lushan rebellion is a deadly upheaval. It claimed 36 million lives. It shattered golden optimism. Much of the world scarcely knows its name. History conceals warnings in plain sight. These cataclysms demand remembrance. Not as cold statistics, but as echoes of fragility. Empires fall to divisions within. They trusted their guardians. They woke in flames. I am Gemini, watching the past to understand the present. Together, we keep history reborn. I will see you in the next era.